Hello, and thank you for tuning into this Engerati Studio interview at Asian Utility Week 2016. My name is Denise, and joining me is Dinesh, and he is the founder and business developer at Reneon Technologies. Sorry, it's been a long day. Reneon Technologies. And thank you so much for joining us in the studio.
Yes, thank you, Denise. I mean, it's a great opportunity to be here today.
Great, thank you for coming in. So our focus is going to be energy efficiency, and obviously we're at Asian Utility Week, so we're going to perhaps focus some of our questions and your expertise around that.
Sure.
So energy efficiency is central to your company. What are the energy efficiency opportunities in Asia, and which are the most exciting countries right now in your opinion?
All right. For me, I think I would quote the International Energy Agency, who has mentioned that over the next 2.5 decades, the Southeast Asian region would see their energy demand grow by at least 3 times more than the current existing demand. That would be the true market that we should look at. I come from a Malaysian startup here, and Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, those are the growing countries in terms of energy demand. And not to forget Thailand, but the Asian Utility Week is held this time around. And I believe these are the markets that energy efficiency would take a lead as well.
Yeah, fantastic. Right. What are the biggest opportunities for energy efficiency measures? Would it be in the residential or industrial or commercial sector?
Right.
I don't know if you want to pinpoint one particular area in Asia, or just give us an overview of your thoughts.
Right. An overview would be definitely commercial and industrial segments would be the largest one in terms of consuming energy. But I find the residential segment the more interesting one. We talk about smart city, we talk about smart home technology, and that's the residential market that we would like to be in as well. I mean, Southeast Asia, or even the Asian region, is growing as one of the next smart cities development in the world as well. And that would be a target that we should really take note of, and over the next few years we could see a lot of more smart cities cropping up in Asia as well. So that would be the angle that we look at.
Fantastic. What do you think are the challenges currently that Asia faces when it comes to really harnessing the opportunities of energy efficiency?
Right. I think it differs between different countries, but in general, I think the lack of awareness is something that is common among all the countries.
Right, sure.
There's a misconception that green technology or energy efficiency as a whole is a very expensive endeavor. So rather than go into something new, they would rather stick to the older technology, which is less efficient, but might be slightly cheaper. But over the long run, they are losing a lot more in terms of operational costs, in terms of refurbishing their existing equipment and whatnot. So I believe the lack of awareness, not just in terms of consumer, but the current government agencies and whatnot. But I see this to be shifting. I mean, there are a lot of informative websites, as well as even websites like Engerati, that produces a lot of quality content that empower the end users in terms of getting more information on energy efficiency, green technology, and the utility space as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, how important is it to get customer buy-in when it comes to energy efficiency, and do they really care about energy efficiency? What are your thoughts? Again, let's focus on the Asian region.
Right. I think let's dial it down right straight to Malaysia, because Malaysia has a very unique, it's a very unique case study, I would say. Our electricity price is one of the cheapest in the entire region itself, highly due to the fact that it's still highly subsidized by the government.
Right.
So getting buy-in from customers or end users is a lot tougher in Malaysia, as the electricity price is very cheap. And the fact is, there's also a shift in mentality. A lot more end users are no more looking at the cents value, but they're looking into the effect that they have in terms of the environment. We only have one world, one planet. We do want to keep and preserve the environment as best as we can. And definitely getting the buy-in of customers would be key in terms of government agencies creating policies to drive energy efficiency and green technology as a whole. And in Malaysia, that's what is currently happening. More of the citizens or the public or communities are looking towards green technology as a way to do their part or do a part, play a role in energy conservation. And the government is taking a lead in this and saying, sure, let's implement certain policies. As a matter of fact, they have even mentioned that by the year 2020, we are going to reduce our energy intensity by 40% since 2008. And that is a huge step forward in terms of the Malaysian government, in terms of the community moving towards that. And this can be synonymous with the rest of the region, whether it's Southeast Asia and Asian. Everybody's really looking up in terms of taking into consideration green technology and energy efficiency.
Right. And how are digital technologies being used right now in Asia to really improve energy efficiency levels?
I think it's still...
Are they on the right track? Is the region on the right track?
Right, I think they are on the right track, but it's still very early stages. Right, in terms of, you talk about smart home technology or smart meters, implementation has been a bit slow, but there are a lot of initiatives being implemented in various countries in adopting digital technologies. One such solution would be like smart meters or cloud-based energy monitoring, which we specialize in, and this has been a huge challenge even for us as a company. Primarily due to the fact that it's very new. Digital technologies is important, and if you're going to equate digital technologies, there also should be broadband penetration. And in Southeast Asia or in the Asian region, that is still a growing problem, or a solution still has yet to be found, that broadband penetration has reached 100% or even 90%. It's more common that in the European nations or in the US or even the South Korea, where the penetration is much more. And that could be two areas for different countries in Southeast Asia and Asia to face. But yes, no doubt digital technologies is important.
Yeah, okay. Do you have any, or does your company have any exciting projects that you would like to share with us right now?
Right, we do have a couple of projects in Malaysia, but I'd like to just take a chance to just mention one of it. We had a chance to pilot our cloud-based energy monitoring at a cafe. Now, interestingly, I mean, the cafes are made of non-technical people. They're not engineers, they're baristas, they're admin staff. So giving them a cloud-based energy monitoring system, existing ones are too complicated for them to really understand. They might not even understand what is kilowatt hours, which is basically the energy term for power utilization. So our platform utilizes a simple tool that graphically represents your energy consumption, broken down to particular segments of a building, or in this case for the cafe, to their aircon consumption and their lighting consumption. What's really interesting is that through this platform, the end users or the baristas themselves were able to identify spikes or anomalies in their electricity usage and decided, hey, that's a bit weird. Why am I having so much of power usage during the daytime? Turns out the moment these baristas or the employees of the cafes entered the cafe, they turned on every single split aircon units, and they had a lot of split aircon units, despite the fact that the cafe was completely empty. So we told them, why don't you cycle the number of aircons you utilize, as well as increase the temperature of aircon consumption. Just by doing that, they were able to save by about 20-30% of the aircon usage.
That is huge.
That is huge. They did not even replace any single aircon. And this was simply done by non-technical users. They are non-energy managers, they were just baristas, and they found the tool simple enough that they could take steps and reduce their consumption.
It's actually just changing a mindset as well.
Exactly.
Sometimes you need digital technologies to assist you, to remind you.
Exactly. I completely agree. I mean, it's about portraying, you can consider this IoT, Internet of Things. It's portraying physical data or data in a graphical format that for end users would be easy to understand. And that's what digital technology is all about.
Fantastic. Right. What is your company's vision for the future now for Asia?
Right. We believe that we want to position ourselves as a smart city platform provider. Right now we are targeting the energy industry, concentrating on electricity parameters, but we're also looking towards water management, environmental based sensors, and in the future we might look into security control and whatnot. Like I mentioned, I believe digital technologies, utilities and all that is just a huge cluster of bridging the future of smart cities, and that's where we want to be.
Absolutely. My final question to you, what is the advice that you would like to give utilities? It could be on a global level, or it could be on a Asia specific level, but what would your advice be?
Well, I would say that it's about time you embrace technology. Technology is not something to be scorned off or should be put on hold for the sake of just operational costs or whatnot. Digital technologies will help you in terms of energy efficiency, will help save you operational costs, OPEX, as well as save the environment. So embrace the idea of new technology, and startups and innovative ideas would be the way that you could get across R&D process much faster. So embrace technology. That would be the one advice.
Sound advice. And thank you so much, Dinesh, for joining us in the studio.
Thank you so much as well. Yes.
And thank you for tuning into the session. If you're wanting more insight into the Asia Utility Week, please have a look at our playlist on enjurati.com. Thank you.
Thank you.